So we're now on Friday. We've moved forward a little bit in time, and yesterday, Thursday, was the registration deadline for non-league transfer. So basically now, between now and the end of the season, there will be no new signings for any clubs in non-league. But to make up for the lack of signings for the rest of the season, teams have made loads of signings yesterday, so we're going to go through them all now. I'm likely to miss one or two, or probably quite a lot, because there are so many to get through. So we'll start off in the National League, and Tranmere signed a winger called Eric Souza. He was previously with Accrington Stanley. Gateshead have signed a midfielder named Kieran Green on loan from Hartlepool United until the end of the season. Southport have signed a goalkeeper named Chris Cheetham on dual registration terms. Tranmere have signed Aaron Collins. He's a striker, and he joined on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Guiseley have re-signed Alex Perver on loan until the end of the season from Leeds United. York City have signed vastly experienced goalkeeper Scott Loach on loan from Notts County until the end of the season. Woking have extended the loan of Connor Hall from Sheffield United until the end of the season. Chester FC have signed a new young midfielder named Liam Davis. He is the brother of Tom Davis, who plays for Everton, has been very impressive in the Premier League. Jim Stevenson has extended his loan at Southport from Dover until the end of the season. And Dover have signed a striker named Peter Skapitis. 31-year-old winger David Martin has left Bromley on loan to Margate in the National League South. And Bromley have signed a new striker named Shane McLaughlin on loan from Ipswich. Aldershot have signed a new defender on loan. His name is Dominic Hyam, and he joins on loan from Reading. Southport have signed 21-year-old midfielder Spencer Myers on loan from Fleetwood Town. A big move is Curtis Tilt moving on loan from Wrexham to Forest Green Rovers until the end of the season. It's a bit of a surprise, this move, because Curtis Tilt has been very, very good this season for Wrexham, and there's been rumours that he could be going to the Football League, so he's just gone to bolster Forest Green's promotion hunt, because Wrexham haven't really got a lot to play for. A big signing for Lincoln as Harry Anderson returns on loan until the end of the season from Peterborough United. He will spend the first half of the season on loan at Lincoln, and he was very, very good for them then, and they wanted to extend his loan, but Peterborough wanted him back. However, they changed their mind and he's back at Lincoln. And finally in the National League, Boreham Wood have signed young defender Connor Johnson on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers until the end of the season. Into the National League North, and we'll start with quite a big transfer actually. Adam Bartlett has signed for Darlington from Hartlepool in League 2. He's a very experienced goalkeeper. Harrogate Town have signed young defender James King on loan from Bradford City until the end of the season. Gloucester City have signed Forest Green Rovers midfielder Luke McElroy on loan until the end of the season. AFC Telford have signed a new striker. His name is Dan Westwood. FC Halifax Town have signed Joel Logan on loan from Guiseley. He's a pretty good winger. Salford City have brought in Barrow striker Harry Paniutu on loan until the end of the season. Nuneaton made two signings on deadline day. The first was Devon Kelly Evans on loan from Coventry City. He's a midfielder. And the other one was Joe Thomas, who is a young striker. Boston United have signed Jack Broadhead from Mickleover Sport on a 18-month contract. Harrogate made another signing. His name is Adam Porritt. And finally in the National League North, it's ending with Harriers, who just before the deadline signed two new players. We brought in Emmanuel Sanupe on loan from Northampton Town. He'll just be a backup option and a bit of cover. He might be alright, I don't know a lot about him. And also Josh Webb, who is a centre-back. He's come in from Kilmarnock in Scotland. Again, he'll probably just be a backup, but I don't know anything about these two players, so they could be really good, but again, I don't have a clue. Into the National League South, and we'll start with Weston-super-Mare, who signed very experienced goalkeeper in Phil Smith. Bishop Stortford have parted company with their joint manager Mark Hawkes. With the club lying deep in the relegation zone, it's no real surprise. Margate have signed former Gillingham striker Louis Cumbers. St Albans have signed a midfielder named Kieran Monlouis from AFC Sudbury. A big signing for Wealdstone, who have brought in Dan Fitchett from Sutton United on a contract until the end of next season. He's a very experienced striker and is going to be a good player at that level, I think. St Albans also signed Zane Banton on loan from Luton Town. That's a great name. And finally in the National League South, Welling United have brought in Tyrone Marsh from Dover Athletic, as well as two centre-backs, Ben Martin and Phil Walsh. The biggest news of the week though goes to Billericay Town in the 7th tier, who made a massive signing in Jamie O'Hara former Premier League midfielder, played for the likes of Wolverhampton Wanderers and most recently Fulham. So he's a big signing for a club like that, and he's going to be on a big salary. But I think it's done as a publicity stunt to sort of get the club on the map. The way they announced it, they waited until the fans forum and then unveiled the signing there. There was a lot of build-up. Would it be Carlton Cole or Jamie O'Hara? It was all sort of covered by the club, and it's a big publicity stunt in my opinion. And I think that their owner will get bored after a few years, not going to lie. So now on to Saturday's games, and we will start off in the Vanarama National League. The big game was Lincoln versus Forest Green. Lincoln came out on top, they won 3-1. Massive result in the title race. That pretty much, dare I say, confirms that Lincoln will win the league this year. Chester beat Bromley 1-0, Dagenham and Redbridge beat York City 1-0. Eastleigh and Gateshead drew 1-1. Dover beat Guiseley 4-0. Guiseley a rare defeat at home. Aldershot won 2-0 away at Macclesfield. Barrow won 4-2 away at Solihull. Southport got a rare victory against Boreham Wood. Sutton United won 5-1 emphatically against North Ferriby. Tranmere won 1-0 against Braintree. Maidstone went away to Woking and won 4-2. And Wrexham drew 1-1 with Torquay. So there were some big games at the top and the bottom of the table. Let's see how that affects the table itself. So at the top, Lincoln remain in the pole position to win the title, with Forest Green level on points but with 3 more games played. Third is Tranmere, fourth is Dagenham and Redbridge, and fifth is Aldershot moving up into the playoffs. Then down at the bottom, Torquay are in the relegation zone in 21st. York City, with their loss today, they're still deep in trouble in 22nd. Southport move up bottom spot into 23rd. North Ferriby drop to the foot of the table in 24th place. So now on to the National League North, and there were some huge games at the top today, and there were very few teams at the top winning. The only team to win was my team, Kidderminster Harriers, who beat Harrogate 1-0, a very poor performance, but we somehow managed to pull out a miracle and get that victory, which was all that lasted in the end. I did a matchday vlog of that game, that will be linked in the description. But for the other games, Boston beat Salford 2-0, Brackley beat Telford 2-1, Bradford Park Avenue beat Altrincham 2-1, Curzon Ashton, impressive result 3-0 away at Chorley, who now actually drop out of the playoffs. Darlington drew 3-3 with Gainsborough, a 97th minute equaliser there for Darlington. Gloucester emphatic 4-0 victory over Alfreton. Nuneaton beat AFC Fylde 4-1. Thank God for Nuneaton, that is an awesome result from the Harriers' perspective. Worcester got their first victory in over 3 months with a victory away at Stalybridge 1-0. Stockport came from behind to beat Tamworth 2-1, and FC Halifax Town beat FC Knighton Manchester 3-0. So the league table, let's see how that looks. Fylde are still top of the table, 6 points clear of Kidderminster, but with a game in hand. Halifax are in third, Salford fourth, and Stockport fifth, with Chorley dropping out of the playoffs for the first time in a long time. In the drop zone, Altrincham stay bottom, Stalybridge are second bottom, and Gainsborough, after they conceded that late equaliser, they stay in that relegation zone. So now onto the National League South, and we'll start off with Bath City losing 2-1 to Wealdstone. Chelmsford beat Gosport 5-1, Concord beat Hemel 2-0. Hampton and Richmond Borough got a 1-1 draw with Ebbsfleet. That is gutting for Ebbsfleet. They've lost 2 points there, and that could be massive in the title race, because them and Maidenhead have won a lot of games in a row now, and that could be really detrimental to their title race. Margate drew 1-1 with Eastbourne. Pooltown beat Oxford City 1-0. St Albans got a rare victory against the playoff side Dartford. Maidenhead won 2-0 away at Bishop Stortford. Truro beat Whitehawk 4-2. Welling drew 0-0 with Hungerford, and East Thurrock United went away to Weston and won 3-1. So the league table now, Maidenhead stay top of the table. They are now 3 points clear of Ebbsfleet in second. Dartford are a long way behind in third, with Chelmsford in fourth and Pooltown in fifth. Then down at the bottom, Gosport are in 20th. Bishop Stortford in 21st, and Margate picking up another point, but they're still bottom. The final thing I wanted to mention was Joe Thompson. He's a former Tranmere player, currently playing in League One for Rochdale. He's just been diagnosed with cancer for the second time, and that's absolutely horrible. And he's beaten it once, hopefully he can beat it again. thoughts are with his family. So if you've enjoyed this video, then make sure you click that subscribe button, because I've just got over 500 and there are people that watch these videos that aren't subscribed, so make sure that you click that subscribe button. I really, really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. So yeah, as always, thanks for watching.